Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into a basketball game that was so much more than just a box score. I'm talking about a real clash of narratives, a nail-biter with a story that goes way beyond that final buzzer.
I mean, have you ever seen that? Where the final score is one thing, but the story of the game is something else entirely? Well, this game is the perfect example. Yeah, on paper, it was just some regular season matchup in December. But trust me, when you dig in, you find this incredible story of two teams at a total crossroads.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're breaking this one down. We're going to look at the key moments, the absolute breakout performances, and what this one single game tells us about the future for both of these teams. By the end, you're going to see why this was anything but just another game on the schedule. And hey, if you're into this kind of deep dive, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for my channel. It really helps out.
All right, so here's the game plan for today. First up, a tale of two teams. Then we'll get into Brooklyn's uphill battle and Dallas's whole next man up situation. After that, we'll hit the fourth quarter showdown and wrap it all up with what's next for both of them. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. To really get what made this game so interesting, you gotta understand the context. I mean, these two teams were on completely different paths, just heading in opposite directions.
And I mean, look at this. The contrast is just stark. On one side, you've got the Dallas Mavericks. They're 9-16, basically in desperation mode, fighting tooth and nail for a playoff spot while dealing with a ton of major injuries. And then you have the Brooklyn Nets. At 6-17, they're in a whole different headspace, right? They're all about building for the future, even though they were showing some signs of life. So you've got this classic desperation versus development matchup.
So yeah, the Mavericks did end up taking the win, 119-111. But honestly, forget that final score for a minute. The real story, the journey to that number, is what makes this whole thing so compelling. And it all started with the underdog Nets just coming out swinging.
So let's talk about Brooklyn's side of things. I mean, they were the underdogs on the road, but they did not play like it. They came out with this incredible energy, and it was really all led by one guy who was just playing on a completely different planet.
And that player was Michael Porter Jr. I mean, the man went absolutely nuclear. He dropped 34 points, which was his fourth straight game with over 30. That's a career first for him. He was just unconscious from three, hitting 6 of them, and he was pretty much single-handedly keeping the Nets in the game all night long. This wasn't just a hot streak, you guys. This was a statement. The kind of performance that could change the whole direction of a rebuild.
And you know the fans noticed. This one comment from a Reddit user named Michael Porter Truther just kind of sums it all up, right? Mike was solo carrying against a West playoff team tonight. He's a beast. And they're not wrong. MPJ wasn't just scoring points. He was playing like a legit franchise cornerstone, putting the whole team on his back.
But here's the thing, it wasn't just him. The whole team was clicking. As a squad, they shot a season-best 43.6% from three. You had rookie Danny Wolf coming off the bench with a massive 17 points. Nick Claxton was a beast down low, grabbing a double-double. So even though they took the L, the Nets proved they could hang, and that their future is looking seriously, seriously bright.
Okay, so while the Nets were firing on all cylinders, the Mavericks were, well, they were just trying to hold on for dear life. Their win was a pure, unadulterated story of resilience.
And when I say resilience, I mean it. Just get a load of this injury list. Derek Lively, out for the season. Daniel Gafford, out. Kyrie Irving, out. Dante Exum, also out for the season. They were missing their two main centers and their superstar guard. This team was so unbelievably shorthanded, it was a total next man up situation. And man, at first it looked rough. Their star, Anthony Davis, was super quiet in the first half. He only had 4 points. The entire offense was just stuck in mud, struggling to find any kind of rhythm. But then, the second half happened. It's like AD just flipped a switch. He exploded for 20 points after halftime. He was a completely different player. Aggressive, dominant. He basically dragged his team kicking and screaming back into this game.
And he wasn't doing it alone either. Check out the rookie, Cooper Flagg. He was huge, playing like a 10-year vet. He put up 22 points and dished out 8 assists. He was that steady hand that kept the offense running when everything else was chaotic. A huge performance.
So all of this, it sets the stage for a wild fourth quarter. The game is tight, the crowd is electric, and you just knew it was going to come down to the final few minutes.
And this right here, this is where the game was won and lost. The fourth quarter. The Nets, who had been shooting the lights out all night, just went ice cold. They shot a brutal 28.6%. Meanwhile, Dallas found another gear entirely. They outscored them 29-19 and just took control. It was a classic case of a young team kind of tightening up under pressure, while the vets on the Mavs knew exactly how to close it out.
And here's exactly how they did it. It was a 9-1 run that just sealed the deal. First, game's tied at 110, and Brandon Williams hits a massive go-ahead three. Boom. Then, the Mavs defense steps up, forces a turnover, and it leads to a clutch floater from AD. After that, it was lockdown city. They held Brooklyn to just one free throw in the last 3 minutes of the game, while P.J. Washington calmly sank 4 straight from the line to ice it. So clutch. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. 1 win, 1 loss. But what does it all mean? What's the big takeaway here? For both of these teams, this one game was a perfect snapshot of who they are right now and where they're headed. So for the Mavs, this was their 5th win in their last 6 games. They proved they can win ugly, they can handle adversity, and they can stay right in the thick of the playoff hunt even when they're totally banged up. So the big question for them is, can they keep this gritty momentum going when their stars get healthy? And then there's the Nets. For them, this loss almost felt like a win, right? Michael Porter Jr. is playing like an absolute superstar, a real cornerstone. And you've got young guys like Danny Wolf proving they belong. So the question for them is, with all this young talent stepping up, are they the real deal for the future?
Which really leaves us with a super interesting question, and I want to know what you think. Who has the brighter future? Is it the resilient, gritty Mavericks who just refuse to lose? Or is it the rebuilding Nets with their exciting young core and a superstar in the making?
Let us know your take down in the comments below. I really want to hear who you're betting on. Hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more explainers just like this one. Thanks for hanging out with me today.